rock your body. Durch die Stadt im Ferrari mit Kachbass und Barbies zu einer 80er-Party. Red nicht, fang an. Der Beat geht
to the chopper.
Beste Waffe. Easy, easy.
So many hundreds.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Conspiracy Randy podcast.
How's it going?
How's it going, dudes?
It's going.
Dude, we're here from the studio with a pile of cash and burnt money from our premium episode for our Patreon only subscribers. If you missed the 4th of July special, all of the explosions and money burning and ritual human sacrifice or whatever it is we do for money. Tough shit, dude. I don't know what to say.
Typical 4th of July for me.
Yeah. Patreon.com/Conspiracy Randy.
Do it.
Subscribe.
Do it. Do the things.
Keep us paid, dude. Don't be a dick.
Come on.
What are you doing?
Money.
Speaking of YouTube, I told you, did I tell you that like our video got completely yanked? So we had a video that we got flagged on like Facebook and shit on Instagram for that was just a clip where we said the COVID vaccines don't cause herpes. You're just lying.
In talking about this, are we in danger of like doing it again?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go much further. No, I think it was just a title because we didn't even talk really about vaccination much in that episode.
Right.
We were just fucking around. That was just like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
But we got like a hard strike on for fucking or no, not the hard strike. This is a warning, and then there's a hard strike.
Yeah. There was like a whistle thing, and then there was like
we got a yellow card.
They made it like soccer.
And then we're gonna get a red card next. Yeah.
I have no idea what's happening
because I don't watch fucking soccer.
Right.
YouTube. What are we doing? Anyways, if we fuck up one more time within 90 days, we lose the channel for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then if we determine something else, or if they determine something else was wrong within the same 90-day period, we lose the channel for good.
That is just...
Now, what's so interesting about that is this video was months old.
Right.
So, like, there's no... And obviously, of course, it is what it is their voice-to-text bot goes through, like, goes through the software AI and gets a rough text, breaks all of the conversations down from video to extracts the audio and then makes text that they pretend it's using it for auto-generated captions. What it's really doing is that's easier to search with an AI. So then it can go through and find keywords, right? Keywords, and then it can piece together a few of the right phrases that just they don't like, that they've flagged. Yeah. You know, saying like this, you shouldn't do this, or, you know, if you're supposedly giving out medical advice or whatever it is. But basically, and the appeal, all of this is done automatically. No person then gets the file and goes, yep, ding them. It never goes like that. Yep. And even if you appeal, as far as I know, I've never heard from anybody who dealt with an appeal and dealt with a person.
Well, you're fucked then.
Yeah. So this is just this is just like math. It's just like a fucking software thing just doing it. Yeah,
it's just like math. Damn it, my only
weakness.
No,
you know what I mean. This is just like an equation that's running. This is just running, checking for these few variables and in a few different combinations, and it's just dumb.
We just need to get away from AI as soon as possible. I mean, this is
AI, more like gay eye. Am I right? Whoa!
No,
Pride Month's over. We're going hard.
July.
It is July. That is the best. So we go from June, which is Pride Month. What's July? It's July.
July.
What do you mean? He's like, well, you know what the Jews do. You're like, whoa, you did what?
Whoa.
That's a joke, guys. Anti-Semitism, Randy. It's not welcome.
Yeah, we're treading on thin ice as it is.
Yeah.
And we're like,
anyway.
Guess what? July.
Listen, it's called July. I hate to break it to you, but you know why they called the holiday July?
Because they dumped all that tea in the bay or some shit, and they're all like, my sugars.
So we are fucked, though, I think, because they're going to at some point, everything that we've said is going to come up. And as they continue, in my opinion, the censorship thing that's going on with these tech companies, they're just going to keep casting a wider net in the things they want to get rid of, right?
Yep.
It basically just started with like Alex Jones, Owen Benjamin, and then now it's like guys making jokes that aren't saying anything significant at all.
These two overweight dudes.
Whoa, you what?
I mean, that's what they said.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah. So
fuck.
Wouldn't that be funny if this is like YouTube is just running TikTok accounts like to talk trash to us to get us to quit? Just call them fat. They'll give it up.
Not quite yet. You rip on me like 13 or 14 more times. That's fucked up. It's so fucked up. So, like, what's our alternative then? You said Vimeo?
Well, no. If we get kicked
know.
off for good, I'll have to host it somewhere else, and I'll just build a website. So I'll probably put everything on Vimeo, but then you'll actually have to watch it from our website, which of course will have. I do have the ability to make an integrated app where it would work, and you could view it just like everything else. Same thing with Listen, but I would have to put it up. But then again, Vimeo can pull you too.
I know next.
It's just whatever, but Vimeo is just like this stupid, not very popular version. They have good stuff for good ways to protect your content for if you're making like our stuff, whatever. It's just easier to distribute your content via Vimeo. Sometimes for
a lot of anti-Semitic people on there. They're
no. It's more that it's a less public thing. So there's more symptoms if you're going to put clips on your website or behind paywalls. Vimeo works.
Gotcha.
But I don't care to mess with anything.
Well, that's way better than the alternative. Like, you guys are gonna have to listen to us. Like, come out to our trailer.
Well, I would guess even if YouTube yanks us, that like we're not Alex Jones. Like, it's not like fucking Apple or Spotify would. There's no, we don't have any real heat. It's just we just said a few of the wrong things.
That's just weird.
But if YouTube pulls us for good, then it does suck. It does put us in a totally different position. But that's the game we play. I mean, we chose the name Conspiracy Randy, also knowing that this and the stuff we talk about puts us in an uphill battle against the algorithm.
We sure did both, think of that when we decided on the name.
Yeah. We should
both of us.
Yeah, it's like naming your podcast White Lives Only Matter.
Randy.
And then you're like, they're like, whoa, I feel like this is not going to have a very broad appeal. Because I do still feel the same way, though. Like, I just feel like if people like think that you just have fun with conspiracy theories and still believe some of them, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not in this just because I think that the government's great and conspiracy theories are laughable. Right. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And so I think but if people ask me all the time, like, oh, what's your podcast? I'm like, the people I know that aren't going to like it, I'm just, it's just this comedy bit. It's no big thing. I leave it at that.
That's still kind of like, well, I like funny things.
Yeah, but then I'm like, look at me and look at you. We have very different interests. Trust me.
True.
You're not going to like this. Whatever it is, you're not going to like it. I can usually just be dismissive to that point. But the other thing is like, I don't know. There's a lot of people that ask me about it. I'm just like, it's called Conspiracy Randy, and they're just like, okay. But that's also the point. Is just like the point of this thing too is not that I am be able to. If I was making something that I could sell with like my regular day-to-day personality out there, like we'd be doing a very different thing. Because I could be.
I probably wouldn't be here.
Well, yeah, of course you wouldn't. No. I don't know what it would, but I don't know what that would be. I don't know what that would be, and I don't know that I would like doing it.
Well, I'm glad you like doing it with me.
Hetero Randy, dun, dun, hetero cry. Too proud to live.
Fucking
Randy's too gay to die.
Fuck, dude. No, my daughter gets asked a lot about like what I've been up to by her, relatives and shit up there, and that's what she mentions. Like, he's got a podcast, and a couple of them are like, well, I'll give it a listen, and she's like,
I don't think you want to.
All she has to say is like, it's got lots of swears, and then they're like, well, if that's all they do, then I don't want any part of it. Yeah. I was like, well, fuck a doodle doo.
Oh my goodness,
lick my big ding dong.
I actually would prefer for people, to be totally honest with you, like the type of people that I know aren't gonna like it. I'm like, follow us on Instagram or TikTok.
That's about it.
Conspiracy Randy. And then you'll see if it's for you. Because I do pick a lot of, as a matter of fact, not very often am I taking like any of our like profound or deliberate takes on things and putting them on there.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah, it's normally
like the times I get preachy on this show about things that Andy's like, I hate those times.
The times?
Like, what do you mean, the show? I mean, like what you do on this show?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It happens.
Listen, there's times I get on some self-important bullshit, but I try not to put those out there publicly because I at least like a certain level of buy-in. Or like, you know what I mean? I don't lead with that on social media because that then just gets run with. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's not what this show is first. Right. And secondly, there's just some of that. That fits within all the stupid shit we do because of the stupid shit we do.
Yeah.
If I only said all that stuff, one, I would run out of material very quickly. I would get very repetitive because you'll find what I have is 3 opinions and I apply them to 200 different situations.
Dunham's is the same as Kuwait. It's
Basically,
the same as...
yeah.
Well, and what's the alternative? Like, I can't really, like... And now we'll talk now for 30 minutes on the, the industrial military complex without mentioning the word fart or boner.
What are your thoughts on child slaves making slacks?
They need to fucking hurry up.
I am for.
I need more slacks, bro.
That's the move, though. So it's like, if you're like a politician, you get asked about like really intense. You're like, so what are your thoughts on the war in Syria? And you're gonna be like,
yes,
sweet. Don't just be like, it's fucking sweet, dude. You should just be like enthusiastic about things they ask you just because they asked you.
Somebody throws them a beer off screen. Let's party.
Yeah.
The war in Iraq.
How do you think about, what are your thoughts on China and their kidnapping and keeping millions and millions of Muslims in essentially concentration camps? You'd be like, fuck, dude, it's pretty wild, right?
That sucks, dude.
Crazy, right?
Thug life. Yeah, that'd be the thing.
Sounds like a good time to not be one of those guys, I'll tell you that.
Finger guns.
What do you mean, those guys?
And then you moonwalk out of the room.
I was
great.
So the other day I was riding bike to your place, and it reminded me of something I had to take a note of. I took this note on my bike. Something happened to me one time. It was like one of the most random things that's ever happened. This was a time probably now when this story happened, 12 years ago, 13 years ago at least.
Okay.
I think I was back visiting even.
All right.
And there was a person riding bicycle, like a block in front of me while I was driving my car. And it's cold out, though. I think this was like November.
All right.
It might have even been like a Thanksgiving weekend thing because it was very cold to where there's like a little bit of frost in the windows. I am fucking cold because I never had nice cars. So I never like start the car, then get in it. Back then I was just like, get into it. It's freezing. It's just whatever.
Just making screeching noises.
And I know that I was so hungover. Whatever we did the night before, we partied. Like hard because I was just crushed. I knew that this drive was killing me and it was going to be like 5 minutes long, I was like, fuck me, this is the worst.
Inconvenient.
You're so hungover, like just going and getting your car from the
yeah.
bar and coming home is the worst thing you have to do all day. Oftentimes you put that off until like 9 p.m. the next night because it sucks so bad,
Depending on the hangover, yes.
Yeah.
Exactly,
So I'm in that world and I'm
Yeah.
driving fucking car and then there's this guy on a bike. And I got to fucking pull around him, and I kind of go and I move around him because he's on the road. And he just, maybe he's like 5 meters, so 15 feet in front of me. And he just like gets a little wobbly quick and then doesn't stop the bike and just turns his head over to his left, the middle of the roadside.
Gotcha.
And just fucking pukes like a lot. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? And I just cranked this fucking car around. It's like, holy shit. And I started out when I saw the guy, like, kind of annoyed, like, oh, no, I gotta go around this guy. Because, like, most people who drive cars in this town, I'm not very resourceful.
Right.
And can't figure out what to do with 60 feet of fucking road and one bicyclist in it.
Then you throw snow in the mix.
Yeah,
and
I was like,
everybody
oh my
fucking
God,
loses
what a
their
crisis.
minds.
And then once he's puking while he's riding bike, I was like, suddenly felt totally connected to the guy. I was like, I think I probably relate more to that guy than 95% of the people in this town.
He just probably went somewhere, partied, passed out, and was like, I gotta get back home, get my
He
bike.
gets going, and he's just like, no. But he's also like, I got all this momentum. I'm not just going to stop and puke in this place. Let me just get past the scene of the crime quick.
Yeah. Fucking
so, yeah.
Skirt. Did he by chance look kind of like overweight, white hair, kind of like Santa if he'd been on a bender? Because he sounds like my old neighbor. Oh, this dude, biking all over the place. I'd see him like in that kind of weather and be like, oh, fucking hey, Kevin, get home safe.
Did he party?
Oh, yeah, he tried to come over to my house more than a couple of times.
Oh, really?
And he did in one instance and fucking broke a lawn chair. And then we had to like fake that we were going to the county fair because he wouldn't leave.
Everybody like
wouldn't get the
turns cars on and gets in them to pretend they're leaving.
Well, yeah, that's basically what it was. Like, we'll see you later. And then we just fucking like stared out the window and then it just went back outside because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. This guy sounds
you like high school ditched an adult man.
Well, who does? He like looks over, sees us hanging out. Is like, hey, can I come over? I'm like, fuck. And
of a neighbor in a community who lives next to
what
each
do
other.
What do I do?
Having yeah, you have to invite him over.
Was that the move?
Yeah, then
this day.
Then from that moment forward, he also gets access to all your women. All the women there are now within his reach. This is what he's doing. He was like, "You got girls over there. Can I come over?"
Fuck. He did like comment on the girl I was seeing, her tattoos at the time. Oh, dude, Kevin fucks.
He ain't stupid. He ain't stupid.
All right. Sorry to segue. It just sounded like him. So like your guy though sounds way more awesome.
I just thought, man, like you see a lot of fucked up shit. Like when we lived in Amsterdam, like riding bike, you see a lot of crazy stuff.
That sounds more
in a
commonplace
city like Amsterdam.
There.
Yeah, and there would be that stuff,
right?
You know, but like, I mean, you'll see all sorts of crazy. You just see like a person getting robbed. You'll see like another bike getting stolen. You'll see. You know,
like nobody does anything. You're just like, what are you gonna do? I mean,
I'm just joking. There's a lot, but there's just a shitload of crime.
That'd
there,
be fucking
you know.
cool.
Well, with the tourists and stuff, there'll just be like a person pissing next to buildings all over the place, peeing off the water into the canals. Like, yeah, Amsterdam when it's packed like in the city, it's fucking ridiculous. It is.
Genitalia all over the place. We're leaving it.
Well, not even those are the outliers, but there's so many outliers because there's so many people.
Yeah.
So just inevitably, every crowd you get into is pretty fucking disgusting. You know.
Is it the same kind of setup?
And
like
really obnoxious.
Like in bigger U.S. cities where you can't just go into a public place and use the restroom. You have
no
to
way.
Pay for shit.
That's actually like a super common thing. So in the Midwest here, pretty much any place you go, you're like welcome to take a piss, dude.
Yeah, in and out. Sometimes my mom's so fucking polite, she'll be like, I think I should buy something. I don't just want, and like we're not going to like our aunt's house and like taking in a shit. It's not like
I'll
an upper
almost
decker.
Always buy something.
Really?
If I use the
just because you're
toilet
using the restrooms?
Well, only because I will not have that vibe thrown my way from somebody else. Because if I work somewhere and somebody just comes in and takes a piss and leaves, I'm like, all right.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make me mad, but it's also like I had to like pay attention because you were in the building. You fucking motherfucker. Like, now you're thinking most likely about gas stations and things like this.
Right. Where that's like, do your fucking thing,
That's
bro.
a bit different because also like there's kind of like almost a rest stop vibe to it. You know? Right. Yeah. And so that like there's a good chance that like people in the vehicle might be buying something or like they could never really know. Right. But I'm talking about like everywhere here for the most part. If you have a business, dude, I would get people come in when I had my business downtown wanting to fucking use the bathroom.
That's a little weird.
Well, there's nothing else on the block. The bar next door wasn't quite open. You know, the restaurant across the way is like a dine-in restaurant. It's easier to just walk into a gym and ask you to use the bathroom.
Is it though?
I don't know. It fucking happened. I'm not thinking. I never would.
That's ballsy to me. I'd be like, I'd shit my pants.
But also,
I do that,
dude, we had our spot that was out north of town. It's like a mile north of town where I used to work.
Yeah.
We had people that would come in. This one lady came in one time, parked there, came walking in, walks right into our sales room floor, where there's just like some fireplaces and stuff, and the front desk lady, and then the offices are there, the warehouse in the back, and just walks in and just walks right in front of his bathroom, and it's like, okay, over there, and then she just goes to the bathroom, and like 10 minutes later, just walks right out the front door.
Oh, 10 minutes late for a lady? That was
she
was a grumpy. Yeah.
Well,
she pooped.
First off, right? What the fuck? This is a heating and air conditioning company. And I get it if you had an emergency, but also 1 minute back the other way is a gas station. And by the way, here's the thing that I had going for me back during that era, is I had places in town where I would poop. That were the best places to poop.
That's an app. Somebody did that.
Somebody. There is plenty of places that have like the best places to like good, clean public restroom maps and things. That's yeah. But I want the best ones to poop in for many reasons, like public Wi-Fi. If not public Wi-Fi, quality cellular connection can be had there. Gotcha. Privacy, right? But not the worst thing you can have if you got to take a shit. Like so for me, like you'd drive around, and I was eating at that time when I was just doing strongman stuff. I was eating almost 10,000 calories a day. So like every hour and a half, I'm eating like a pound of meat and a fucking bunch of rice and butter and
like it's a definite like we're on a shit schedule. Then you're saying
shitting and eating was what I did. I shit, I eat, I lift, and then I sleep.
That should be a shirt.
Somewhere in there, my job gets done enough,
like bills get paid. I don't know. Sometimes there's shit on the bill.
Yeah. Listen,
There's an awful lot of fecal matter. on these
sometimes
videos.
poop gets on the rice. I don't know what I'm doing here.
There's cross contamination all over the
But this
place.
thing, like,
Sorry.
but no. So part of me that was mad was that she was like, it was such a bad plan. I mean, I was like, there's way better places to poop, lady.
Yeah.
Let me tell you a thing or two. The Ramcoda Inn just down the road
Yeah.
has the fucking best. It's
finest
got one.
facilities.
Here's the issue. You can't just have one that's only got one shitter stall. Even though you're worried about having someone come in, if it's a gas station and it's only single, if it's men's and women's, but it's just there, you're fucked. Because if I'm going to go in there and take a shit, especially if I'm working and I'm on the clock, 30 minutes minimum. Whether I have to or not, it's going to take 30 minutes because I'm going to take the shit. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to fuck around on my phone because I can always say, sorry, boss, I was taking a poop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? I'm a man.
Right. I've never had a situation where a boss has been like, you defecate too much.
And then the other one was the Super City Mall, which isn't a nice one.
No.
But nobody's ever in there. It's old people mall walking because it's the least popular mall. And then that's it. And then it also isn't a single. It's a multiple use bathroom with 2 or 3 urinals and maybe 2 or 3 stalls.
It's a scary place
But
to go poop.
not if you're me. I'm never
I
going
suppose.
to get attacked.
I'd be scared of ghosts
Never.
more so. Like, what the fuck? Like, nobody's been there
From
for
like
20
all
years.
from like all the old people that had heart attacks while mall walking.
Or the kids that got abducted out of fucking white vans. They're all like, don't poop in there, Tyler. It's the worst. No, it just creeps me out. Like, it's so desolate.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be, like, I mean,
It's gonna be something
too
different now.
secluded.
But anyway, these places were great for those reasons. One and that both of those really were because also I could park in a way in which my van would not be seen.
It was a van.
Kind of
that's
out of
right.
the way. So words of company. Oh yeah. Not for the reasons Andy's talking about. But so nobody would be like, so I drove by and saw Tyler's work van. And then
Those kids are still missing.
And then 30 minutes later, it's still there. He must be taking a real growler.
Check the area for kids.
I don't abduct children.
Oh my God!
Damn it, Andy.
Says you. This is a pooping story, but it was really an allegory for how you're a child abductor. Yeah, we're trying really hard.
How do you think I made all this money?
I have your son.
Give me
$600.
It was like that Guardians of the was that Guardians where he's like, we don't deal in kids. Like I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was for, but
That was fucking Stallone.
Oh, this-
You let us all down. You did it.
speaking of kids,
Jesus Christ. I'm all right.
as a man who's most of his children, who has children that are older now. My son's 13, going on 14. My daughter's graduated high school, living on her own at this point. So I decided, I don't know, maybe like a few months ago, and I don't want anyone listening to this to take this personally, nor you, Andy, but I don't like any of my friends' kids. Not in any way, not at all. I don't like being around them.
Sorry.
I would prefer when I hang out with my friends that they leave their fucking kids at home. And if you can't, that's cool. We'll hang out when you can. Because I don't fucking care. It's not that all my friends are terrible parents, even though I'd say that's a fair component of some of it. But it's just that their kids are the fucking worst. And definitely if their kids were adults, I would be like, don't fucking invite that person. If an adult acted like that, I'd be like, do not fucking invite this person to my thing. I only go out and do things with people so many times. Why are you bringing this little motherfucker who's going to like suck the whole time? Why are we doing this? So
I get that.
Anyway, that's just my
Sorry for my
confession.
shitty parent.
My
Yeah, it's
confession.
like, fuck you, Randy, and your kid too.
No.
No, I get it. I mean, oh my God. I mean, if we're going to fucking Legoland, then that's, I mean, I expect to see
You
a
know
kid,
what? Bring your
or
kid
five.
along, because
Right.
if I'm going to go, I'm going to assume it'll be a good thing. But like if my goal, if I'm going to hang out on a Saturday, is like, I'll hang out with like 8 or 9 of my friends and have some drinks and party a little bit, that'd be cool. It's like, we'll do the backyard thing so everyone can bring their kids. It's like, no, get those kids a fucking Xbox and put them inside.
Right.
Or fucking we'll go inside. I'm not fucking doing this.
Looks like it's about 8 o'clock. You little fuckers need to go to the tiny. I mean,
Have you just tried, you just guys, parents out there? Have you tried raising kids that are like cool to hang out with? Have you tried that? Why have you, at this point, the best your kids can do is be so fucking annoying and irritating constantly all the time? Why hasn't it been like, well, no, you would think as a parent, like, the first thing I got to do is spend a lot of time with this kid, right? I got to
wrangle this shit.
Well, no, you're just like, the first thing you got to do as a parent, you're going to spend a lot of time with this kid, right? Mm-hmm. So why have that child be such a cunt? Why not just have the kid be like pretty easygoing and fucking neat with shit and like not fucking so, hey, give me that. It's like, just, you could shut that shit down pretty quickly if you're consistent about it. Fuck off.
Yeah. No, I remember like growing up, whenever we went to like my parents' friends' place.
What did you do?
We were regaled to the like a room in the basement, if anything.
There was
like,
at best a kid's room or a basement in which there was a door that shut. Yeah. And that if you came up, all the parents were like, what the fuck? And then that kid's parent would be like, hey, go the fuck downstairs, stay the fuck downstairs, and don't fucking come up here.
That's exactly what fucking happened.
This is what pisses. At some point in the last 20 years or so, like parenting became this thing where it's like, it wasn't just like, kids go do kid shit so grown-ups can do grown-up shit. Right. Instead, they're just like, well, I have to make sure that I am giving my child 100% of my attention during this evening.
Are they emotionally supported right now?
Yeah.
I told my daughter like so fucking long ago that like she wasn't my friend because she couldn't be, because I'm her fucking like dad, and she still to this day like gives me shit about it. But I'm like, fucking, well, what do you want?
Well,
like,
you know, hold on.
Otherwise,
she could be your friend if she was cooler. The fact is,
have you tried not sucking?
But I'm just saying, but because she's your kid, you're like, listen, even though you suck, and I don't want to hang out with you, I have to, because I'm your father.
Get better at this. No, I just said, but the whole like basement room fucking thing, you didn't leave that place until.
No. And by the way, you loved it as a kid,
right?
When
I never want you did. If you did it right, you didn't fucking want to leave.
Why would you want? I want to go upstairs where this is the problem. These kids just need attention. Now, all these stupid fucking kids just need attention. So what happens is all these kids you put them in the basement doing kid stuff every fucking 5 minutes. Hey, can I show you this? Hey, I want this. I'm hungry. When are we leaving? Oh, could you imagine as a child asking your parents, when are we leaving? If I fucking push my parents around about when we're leaving a place that they wanted to be, if we're like a friend, you get your fucking head ripped off.
Right. I mean, that's just how it
was.
The
fact that your child thinks that they have any say in when you leave, what you do, what is going on is fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, dad's here doing dad shit. He's facilitated enough shit for us to keep ourselves busy. We get the fuck off down here until dad says it's time to go.
Right.
Fuck me. Fuck your kids.
Go in that back room
God,
and play
not that way. Whoa. Let me rephrase that. Don't fuck your kids.
So I got this van,
but
right?
Your kids are the worst. Listen, everybody's kids are the fucking worst, dude. And everybody thinks their kid's not the worst, and your kids are the worst. They are. My kids aren't the worst, but your kids are the worst.
They're not special. They're not little individuals.
They're just little irritants that you're stuck with, and you can love them because it's in your blood. But I just am not going to give a shit about anyone else's kids.
Get yourself a back room, put your kids in it.
I learned very quickly that, like, after my daughter's graduation, too, I was like, I will never attend another high school graduation until my son's. Not for any purpose, no cousin, no friends, no nothing. Don't fucking ask. I'm kind of the same way with everything now. Like, weddings, I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
I'm stiff in weddings and shit. Like, all your symbolic little ceremonies, like, they're fine if you do it good, but I kind of doubt people's ability to do it good. Can you give me a good time? If you get married next week, next month, next
Vegas.
summer? All right, I'll be there.
See? I knew that. Yeah, you're like, I won't do this thing.
But you know what I mean? Like,
I mentioned one word.
Do you remember half the weddings that we had to go to? I didn't like it. In like our 20s. All of them sucked. Mine included, by the way. Mine was obnoxious. We had to like travel out of the way. We had to do all this stuff. Like, it was the worst.
Yeah.
No.
Eventually, over time, everybody's like, you fucking don't drink so much. And I'd be like, whoa, hey.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna.
By the third day, it was like, don't bring him.
Oh, I remember you chewed my ass at dress rehearsal because I was wearing like a Scooby-Doo shirt and shorts and like a pull-up like fleece thing.
At the rehearsal dinner?
No, not the rehearsal. Like the rehearsal itself. You're like, thanks a lot for like dressing up for the rehearsal. I'm just like looking at myself like, what the fuck am I supposed to wear, dude? Like,
you're supposed to wear what you wear to the rehearsal dinner. To the rehearsal.
But it was like raining and we were out in a fucking forest and shit.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And I don't think I dressed up any better for that.
The whole thing was bad omens, bro. This is why none of these things should be happening.
Well,
Don't have a wedding.
Here we are.
If you're thinking about getting married, I'd just like you to put the gun in your fucking mouth.
Oh, shit.
Is that too hard? I might have been too
Yeah,
hard.
we go from like kid shit to... Conspiracy Randy. Oh,
Maybe I'll
shit.
cut that.
Speaking of, we haven't even fucking introduced ourselves. Hi, I'm Randy at Skinny Idiot Studios on Instagram and on TikTok.
And my name is Andy Grody, and I can be found on internet as well.
Fuck, did I just do my last name?
No.
Shit, I've never done.
I just said that.
You're a fucking
If
dick.
people didn't hear, then they can just be like, I'll look up this guy.
That's fine. You
Then
can.
You can own all of my claims when they find out where you live.
God damn
thing
it. Oh,
is,
no, because my address is...
Well, guys, if you're trying to find Andy, you're not going to find his address the traditional way. But if you look up the court section of the local paper, eventually you'll find some speeding tickets and other things that correspond to his actual address. And that's where you find out where he lives.
That's how you do that? You can. Oh, I suppose that's public information.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you find people, huh?
Of course.
That's a level of skip trace I've never... Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good, dude. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just noticed that at the beginning of the episode.
This is why no women ever leave me. I will
I found you, Megan!
If I can't have you, nobody will.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever thought about burying your significant other in the woods? If the answer is yes, boy, do we have the board game for you.
Oh, fuck,
Conspiracy
that's what we're
Theory
doing.
board game
It's
brought
like
to you
we're-
by Netty Games. Go to shopnetty.com. I have no idea why those two things are correlated, but I figure everyone who has a spouse has thought about murdering their spouse and leaving them in the woods.
Do you like dead spouses and shallow graves?
Have you ever thought of becoming a widow or widower? Check out Conspiracy Theory board games, nettygames.com.
Does your husband and or wife have a significant amount of life insurance policy that you could cash in on?
Have you ever gotten into a physical altercation about the show Home Improvement?
What the fuck?
Go to shopnetty.com and use code Randy at checkout for 10% off. Does it seem to me like you live your life like a Jonathan Taylor Thomas? You probably got molested by Tim Allen on that show. Go to shopnetty.com. Use code Randy for 10% off at checkout.
The good people at Netty Games. Like a
People in Netty Games do not advocate any any home improvement related crimes.
Fucking shit. Oh man, like a Jonathan Taylor
Like a
in the wind.
Like a Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Fucking home improvement.
All right, let's get into the meat of this episode here.
We're gonna quit fucking around now. All right, time to get serious.
Before we get serious, I want you guys to go to spacesfake.com. There you can find all of our apparel. We have our designs on some dope-ass, high-quality shirts, guys. They fit good. If you're jacked, they fit nice. If you're fat, they fit nice. If you're skinny, get jacked.
Eat a sandwich.
No, it actually is good. I have, with my experience over the course of the last 4 or 5 years with a couple different brands and companies that made apparel, like I did make sure that we're choosing good quality shirts. And so these shirts, the blanks, they're just great. They're going to fit nice. They're going to be very comfortable. Spacesfake.com. Shop the Randy collection at spacesfake.com.
I've actually spent many years making really shitty t-shirts, so I know that these are good ones.
What I did, guys, and I'm not even joking. What I did when I chose these shirts, as far as like the blanks, is I gave Andy zero opportunity to have input in this situation at all, and I believe the shirts, specifically the fit, it's just so much better for having.
Well, yeah,
You're gonna spend, you're not gonna get a shirt for $12,
because it's gonna be a nice blend.
But if you wear it, there might be someone out there who's willing to have sex with you.
Fuck.
But if you're wearing like a Hanes 50-50 beefy tee, nobody's going to want to have sex with you.
Like ever.
Ever.
Any
Like,
of the
as a matter of
times.
fact, I think that might be like a single exclusion.
Yeah.
Like if I had to hire somebody, I'd be like, have you ever worn, in the last year, have you worn a Hanes 50-50 beefy tee? And they're going to be like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, throw the application in the garbage.
Wow,
Have you
That's
ever
really harsh.
been a juggalo? It's like,
That's
yeah,
that's the
get the
second
fuck,
one.
get the fuck out of here.
Beefy tees and juggalos. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they are
Do
bullshit
you plan on
t-shirts.
bringing your child to company functions?
Like,
No? Oh, you're in.
does your kid suck? Why is it like no? Like in all my years of like doing the T-shirt thing,
Yeah.
of course I've been cheap about it because
Because you're
it's always
trying
been
to
that
get the
thing.
cheapest shirts
right.
you can get
But
when you
I
do
mean,
it.
in my recollection, not once has anybody tried to offer me a better T-shirt. They didn't try to like up it. Like, you know what? Maybe you should have
No,
considered
because
this.
it's probably the same to them. Like that's the cheapest shirt. They probably make the most money off the cheapest bullshit too. You know?
Well,
what
no,
I mean?
I mean at one point, my Friday the 13th design I did like a few years back, whatever, for Skinny Idiot. They talked me into doing like an extra color. So like now I'm thinking about it, like why couldn't they have? I'm, like,
Oh,
it's kinda
so all
fucking
right. Well,
dry.
maybe either that's a sweet spot in their pricing,
Okay.
where like that's just as good a deal for them as any.
Well, yeah.
Now, the reason they'd like you to do an extra color is because they can
it's-
charge you for the extra
fuck
color.
yeah.
So then they get
Shirts
an
are
extra buck or two a
fucked.
shirt or something like that. But
But still, like while you're at it, I want to be like, you know, these T-shirts that I'm quoting you.
but maybe they don't.
Bullshit.
But maybe they don't make more money on the come up, and they don't care because the truth is most of these places, you know, especially like screen printing places,
Yeah.
not ours. Spacesfake.com does a tremendous job.
Oh my god, the poser
We
shirt.
print to demand. Dope. Real nice. But what a lot of these
Anyway.
places do is they're not printing for people that have like apparel lines. These aren't for resale.
Right. We're not.
This is for some fucking high school that's got a girls volleyball team going to the district tournament or some shit.
Yeah, we are a girls volleyball team.
Yeah.
We're going to district state, but we're like, hey, by the way, we're gonna get to the meat and potatoes of this. Like 5 minutes of like T-shirt talk, meat, and yeah.
I'm just gonna count my money while I phone this in. If you guys want us to care about the episodes that you're watching, you should be watching the Patreon ones because on Patreon, we give a fuck. We kind of phone in these ones now. So patreon.com.
Shit, that's the way to do it.
Conspiracy
Fuck.
Randy.
I was thinking.
Yeah,
it was-
I haven't been giving a fuck at all. I don't care if you're watching this and you don't pay. Like, sorry, suck a dick. No, I'm just
See,
kidding.
my dumbass was like, they already paid. I can phone it in.
No, that was the Patreon ones. This one's public. This is a public one.
No, I know this one's a public one.
Yeah,
but,
so
like,
fuck
I
these
can't-
people.
Okay.
Listen, pussies.
yeah.
Why aren't you paying for Patreon?
I'm
How about this?
trying.
If you're not paying for Patreon yet, for our patreon.com/conspiracy Randy, you missed out on the 4th of July special. And if you haven't seen the 4th of July special, you're not our favorite category of fans. If I had to say there's one type of person in this country who I think maybe doesn't deserve the same rights as the rest, it's people who don't subscribe to our Patreon. We need different. What we need in this country, I think, is like different water fountains for people who don't subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, that
Like-
sounds like.
Patreon subscribers only.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of convoluted, but I think we should go for
I
it.
think we're gonna. What can we make a T-shirt? Patreon subscribers.
No.
Patreon subscribers only with 2 water fountains. That's kind of sweet, right?
Yeah, that is kind of sweet. It's pretty hard.
I feel like I'm a second-class citizen. Well,
You just pay that $5 or $10. How much is it? Is it $5? It's $5, all right? $5.
$5 a month.
Fuck else are you
Should be
spending
25.
$5,
Listen, guys, here's the
dude?
thing. Some of you guys are high rollers. We know because people who like us are successful people. They're smart, successful. Their kids don't suck. They're intelligent. They're good looking. We have a wide variety of beautiful, successful people that follow this podcast.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to be paying those top tiers.
Few
on Patreon.
episodes back, Tyler's like, majority of the people following us now are ugly.
All these people are fucking disgusting. Last week,
But you're so hot when you pay me $5.
we lost all the deaf people with our fucking 4th of July special.
Yeah, they're all gone. God knows where they're at. They can't hear anything.
All right, let's get into this. Fuck, we're running out of time.
Sorry, are we?
No, not really. We got 20 minutes.
Cool. Yeah, well, that's perfect then.
There's something that I've been observing here, and I don't know how to set this up. How about this? I believe, if we're going off of the theory of evolution, and we're to believe that our bodies evolved with this earth, correct? With the sun, with natural foods that grow from the earth, killing animals that run around. You know what I'm saying? That is the natural state,
Okay.
right? That's what it is. I'm just going to say eating meat, vegetables from the earth, right? Like that is probably our natural state. Things are the best for that.
Right.
Right? Things should
Gotcha.
work better.
That makes sense.
Everything we're doing with modern life and convenience and packaging and food system, trying to make the food supply last, whatever it is that we're doing in natural life is in contradiction to that, and has probably been in contradiction faster than the rate of evolution is going to be. Meaning, like, everything we're doing in the last 200 years, everything we're putting on our skin, putting in our body, medical pharmaceuticals we're taking, like soaps and fucking fabrics and fucking whatever it is that we're doing is absolutely in contradiction to the natural way, right?
Makes sense, yes.
Now, some of it has, maybe you don't want your face to get aged, so you put a bunch of sunscreen on, right? Or lotion or whatever, right? You don't want the sun to age your skin, so you want to look a little younger. But in return, you've been rubbing fucking chemicals that maybe you haven't thought enough about on your skin daily for your entire life. I'm recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why am I not?
I don't remember pushing it, but...
Fuck. 45 minutes later.
We're good.
I'm recording, right?
Well, it's pointing right at you.
No,
but,
I know.
Okay,
I know.
so but you know what I'm saying, though, right? So I think that people, you and I were talking about your mom the other day, and she has this like morning routine stuff. There's like all sorts of stuff that she like has to have to get ready, and it's not just like medication because she's sick and old.
We're not
but
going
it's
to go there.
But it's just like stuff that she's done her whole life, and probably or for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
I'm gonna guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
And,
they're
like,
trusted products that everybody fucking knows.
So I asked Andy, I was like, what products do you use that you put on your skin and eat, or like just whatever? Like what in your world are you putting on and in your body? Short of this dick.
I mean, yeah. And in asking me that, like, I obviously didn't want to chronologically go through my own like intake, because then like everybody know like what a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because clearly, I mean, like, I have no idea why I'm sick all the time.
Yeah, we're like, listen, the things that these people are putting in their bodies are killing them.
I don't understand it whatsoever.
While we're just like shotgunning like somehow chiladas that can be preserved with clam juice in a can for like a century.
Right.
Like, whatever.
As we're doing like Delta 8 in the same bit. But yeah, no, so like I examined all my mom's stuff. She's got a pretty steady regimen of just a few different products she uses all the time. And
Old lady stuff.
Old lady stuff, yeah. First on the list was fucking baby powder, talcum powder. And we were talking about this earlier. Like, you go to, oh my God, it's a very small amount of ingredients, but if you've like followed along with it, you know, you got the whole thing from like 2004 or something like that, where everybody got ovarian cancer. But like when you Google
literally
it,
everybody.
like everybody on the planet got ovarian cancer. I grew ovaries.
And then got cancer.
Cancer.
Boom. The worst.
Sucked. Then herpes. No, but like
The herpes, we're keeping the cancer
when
on.
I wanted to know a little bit more about it, so I didn't sound so fucking ill-informed or non-informed, whatever, how you want to fucking say it. And Johnson & Johnson just muddied up any kind of searching. They're just like, no, it's all fucking safe. Talc is cool. Everybody's been using it since like ancient times.
So
like,
what do
you're
they
good.
say about why they had to pay billions of dollars? They
couldn't
wouldn't
find
admit
it.
fault, most likely, so then they don't have to own it.
Right. So there's that. So that's a bad one. She's got a fucking really bad dandruff. So she's got an anti-dandruff shampoo, and Jesus Christ, I mean the list on that thing is nothing but like
Which is just like probably like
fucking
diesel.
Caffeine was one of the fucking ingredients. There was like a red dye in there, and if you follow fucking the internet, like anybody fucking talks about red dye, it's super bad. But I don't know if that's like more of a urban legend thing, like how the yellow dye in Mountain Dew used to make your pee-pee shrink or something. I don't know. That's just what my brother told me all the time. Anyway.
He just said that while he was making fun of my pee-pee.
As he touched my butt. No, but like another thing about the baby powder, like some of the talcum has like elements of fucking asbestos in it.
Yeah, I think that's where like the cancer risk and shit was coming from.
More like asbestos.
More like
you said that one,
asbestos.
dude.
Yes.
Asbestos. No, and then fucking the only one that was pretty straight up about it, because she washes dishes constantly. So I was like, okay, let's look at this soap. Dawn dish soap is pretty straightforward as far as like their ingredients and what it's supposed to be for. Yeah. But still, it's not like really super positive sounding things. Yeah. But if you fucking think about it, like all those commercials, those ducks covered in oil, you can't just rub them with fucking like, you know, like some, you know, natural shit. I don't fucking know.
I do think that there is, plus that's not even like the amount of times in her life she's gone outside and be like, oh, I can't get the sun. I got to put sunscreen on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't even get to that.
Yeah, or like the fabrics or cleaning supplies you use in your house.
Dude, the one she uses like frequently, it's 409 or some shit. Right on there, it says, what's the thing? Precautionary statements or hazard to humans and domestic animals. Just right on there, blatantly. You want to clean up? You want to fucking die? You want to?
Yeah, whatever. I think these things are,
Dude.
and then on the food side of things, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because every time you're adding something that's made to give something a longer shelf life, you are fighting its natural inclination to break down with all these natural processes. Bacteria's come in, it breaks down, bacteria feeds on it, gives off gas, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But like, I mean, that's kind of the same process it goes through in your body. So when you have stuff that's chock full of preservatives or genetically modified to have a longer shelf life, it's like, okay, then how many are you getting just less nutrients in and then slower, more complicated, agitated digestion? Is that the best? Maybe that's at best. If it's at worst, it's also fucking poison and all of those things, you know? And then, so this is why my theory is not that it's like, this isn't like my thing, but like, it's not that there's any great conspiracy, but it is everything is killing everybody. You know, we have so many things that we put on our skin and in our bodies throughout the course of a day, a week, a month, a year, and then extrapolate that out through your entire life. It's fucking bananas.
Right. Yeah.
The amount of things that are unnatural and the people that are like, well, because science, like, no, dude, that's not it. Like the soaps, dude, look at what I use for soap. Listen, I haven't had a fucking lot of money, like nice, like organic soap, like very, very like natural soaps.
Yeah.
One, you don't smell as nice.
It doesn't last as long.
Doesn't last as long.
Right.
It's expensive. And then you get something that's ethically sourced. And for women, like makeup, holy shit. That is, like, makeup and beauty supplies are a crazy industry to look at. Right. I know a few women who've got into it, to my wife included, like, once you start going down the rabbit hole of, like, what is good and bad for you and what's pretty natural then versus how well it works and, like, what's tested on animals, like, that's a whole nother thing, like, aside from the ethics of it, but, like, you're putting something on your face every day.
Yeah.
Every fucking day.
What's the long term? Right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But I think it is everything. It is a combination of everything. Artificial light is a big one. Your circadian rhythms are super, super important from everything: digestion, sleep, recovery, like fat burning, metabolic health. Like circadian rhythms are the fucking thing. And we automatically jam that up with caffeine almost immediately, most of us.
TVs in our bedroom.
TVs in your bedrooms. I sleep with a laptop on our lap every night watching a show or something because I don't do the TV bedroom thing. So I'm just poor.
Everything we're doing in the name of convenience is just like fucking us
everything.
under the butt.
Everything is killing everybody. I mean, it's nuts. Sitting versus being out moving around. Just think the fact that you have to have a job. Not you. Whoa. Listen, the fact that most of you out there have a job where maybe you're sitting on ass all day, and that like the idea of getting a stand-up desk might be like pushing it, but it's the thing many people can get around to getting to. I've had them. You know, I liked them a lot.
My ass problem started shortly thereafter we started doing this podcast. Maybe I should be standing up.
I'm sure you spend most of your time at home standing up on your ass. So
standing up on your ass.
But this thing is very interesting to see, and I think I view it all as a large, complex system of inputs into our body more than just one thing. It's very easy. I can point out one thing and probably find something, and another, and another, and another, but that's really not the case. That's really not what's the word? That's not worth your effort.
Right.
Because it's everything.
Well, it's fucked.
It's just everything. Yeah. And I still go back to the Unabomber shit, to Ted Kaczynski's book, where it's like, this is technology that does this. This is, because his book isn't necessarily that technology is the devil. It's that technology is just its own inevitable system of incentives, right? So it's just going to progress things to the point where things are all going to get fucked, and everything we're doing is now we got to make money to feed technology, create energy to feed technology, right. And now we're stuck with then we're forced into this world of wanting convenience because we have to do all this stuff. And out of that convenience, I need my fucking food that I can buy for $1 in a drive-through, you know. Yeah. And then out of that convenience becomes the fucking demand for horrible shit that we put in our. And so it's this inevitable path that he that's kind of what he believed it was on. Not for our time, for energy, for nature, like in general, it's just is terrible.
Yeah.
So
No,
his
totally,
thing
totally,
is not
totally.
just like, oh, technology is the worst. It's no, the natural way of things is the way it should be. If you had to boil Ted Kaczynski's stuff down, it's the natural way is the way things should be. And that technology, maybe it's an abomination, but it may just be this inevitable system that will always expand and forever expand until it consumes everything. And that's the thing that he wrote about. But his general thing is we got to revert back. If we're leaning more towards the natural way of things, things are going to be much better for all of us.
Just goes back to the stopping AI thing right fucking now.
Yeah.
Before it gets out of fucking hand.
Yeah, we've already been compromised the last 50 years. It doesn't matter what AI does. It has you rubbing poison all over your body so that you don't get the sun on your skin. Your body that perfect over the course of evolution has evolved. Now, granted, maybe...
We've talked about that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? If you're going to evolve over the course of all this time, what's the one constant? The fucking sun.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking thing's always there.
And yet you have to wear sunglasses to be outside, or is that just because it's not comfortable?
They make me look cool.
Well,
I don't know.
well, that part I get, right? But so I stopped wearing sunglasses a little while ago for the most part, other than when I want to look cool.
Yeah.
Right? Just because I found that I felt more awake in the mornings when I would ride, because polarized sunglasses especially, I think, are especially heinous. As far as I think you should get a full spectrum of light into your eyes. I think your brain should have to process a full spectrum of light. What that is and why, I don't know. I'm sure I could probably look something up that would lean in that direction. I may find something that says otherwise.
Do we want to do that?
No, well, you know what I mean? No, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is my own scope of experience. And if I feel better when I'm outside without it, or if over the course of a month I'm not wearing sunglasses, I will find that I'm awake sooner. By the time I get to my office on my morning ride, I'm like a little bit more refreshed than if I had sunglasses on. It feels like I'm disconnected from my world if I have them on. I don't know. And maybe that's just me, but then I don't care what the physiology is behind it. It doesn't matter, because that is what the natural way of things is, me outside in the fucking sun. And yes, you shouldn't be outside all day in the sun because you're going to get sunburned, right? On your skin. Yeah. But there's the even there's plenty of science to back this up, that you can actually mitigate the risks. If you're going to spend 5 hours out in the sun, you'll get torched, right? But if every 30 minutes you come inside for 6 to 12 minutes, you won't get the damage. You just eat breaks, that's it. And then over the course of time, you'll have a decent base, and then but yeah, you shouldn't, it's not the best for your skin as far as aging goes. But I mean, the risk of oh Jesus, what if the sun hurts me and gives me whatever? It's so I'll just buy some. What most people do, most of you who are thinking you're going to argue with me about this subject, you buy shit fucking sunscreen that you buy off the shelf without looking at fucking anything. And you're going to be like, he's crazy. You think sunscreen causes cancer and that people should just be out in the sun? It's you rub juice that you've never thought about, made by Johnson & fucking Johnson, or God knows who these people are. You rub it all over your face and shoulders and neck and chest and your fucking children, and you've never given a thought to it. Fuck you before you argue with me about this one. You know what I mean? Think about it. Just think about the natural way of things and where that fits into it. I just buy some fucking chemical company's juice and I rub it on my kids before we go out to protect them from the sun? Yeah. From this crazy new thing that just happened that our bodies cannot handle.
What is this shining globe in the sky?
Yeah. So I just find a way, remove those fucking stupid little crutches that we've put in our way for convenience. I don't want to get a sunburn, so I'm just going to give my whole family cancer.
That's right. So stop wearing condoms, sunscreen, seatbelts.
And shirts and bras.
And go back to the way it used to be.
But still, we need you to keep armpits and pubes flawlessly clean.
If you could.
Yeah.
Anyway,
none of that stuff.
Anyway. Well,
that is the thing, though. I'll go on that tirade that I just did there, but for real, I'm not fucking around with no chick with armpit hair. In no way.
Well, thank God you're married, so you just don't have to deal with that ever. Because she does.
Well, in case she got. Well, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Those if she got armpit hair, she's out. Yeah, she's done tomorrow.
Grounds for divorce.
Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah. We might have had one girl that was listening to us with armpit hair. She's can't do it.
Well, I mean, now here's the thing. Obviously, that's hypocritical for me to say, but it's just so weird for me to look at. You see it in a picture. I've seen it in pictures sometimes, especially in Europe. You go to like festival stuff and like,
Yeah.
and it was like, whoa! I see it. It
like
shocks me.
Unabashed. Is
Yeah,
it like,
it's just, well, it's not like it's everywhere, but when it is, I'm just like, whoa. And again, it's natural and it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I shave my chest and back so that I don't look like a disgusting fucking gorilla. So, you know, ladies, if you're interested in me, you got to keep the armpits fucking tight.
I just wonder,
like, there's no way.
How hairy are you on the chest area? I've never seen you like
Because I keep it shaved all the time.
yeah. I mean,
here's the thing.
I've seen you without your shirt on
all the
numerous
time.
times.
So here's the thing. Like I can grow like good chest hair that looks masculine and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It looks good. But the problem is with enough time, it just grows so fast that what happens is it grows good and then it gets these weird concentration levels that don't make sense. So you can get like, I got a little scruffle. It's great.
Patchy?
But then it's just like, I got a big scruffle. And then it's just like lots of nipple hair. And then hair on the sides. It's just like,
that's weird.
It's just hair everywhere,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
And like on the back and the neck and the shoulders.
Yeah, back
and,
hair is a totally different thing.
you know, so for me, I'll have like tufts of hair from like the back of my neck to like the middle of my ribs.
It's like Keanu Reeves' face. Like
Basically.
just like patchy.
Yeah.
Because he can't do it consistent.
Yeah, so just keep it tight, keep it tan, keep it
tight,
lean, keep it jacked, keep it juicy. Guys, what are we doing here?
That was a
just-
lot
what are
of
we-
shit. That was like a Dr. Seuss book.
Listen.
Keep it tan, keep it jacked, keep it that. Oh, the places you
What-
go.
What's that?
There's a goose on my moose and he's sucking on my
Put a
boots.
tan on it then, see what it do.
There's a walking in my pocket. Fuck.
There's a wocket in my pocket. He said, I found you, Miss New Booty.
I've never actually. Oh, wow. Okay. Shut up.
Nothing.
No,
Guys.
I can't read.
I think that's got us about wrapped up for today. Thanks, everybody. Hey, make sure, if you like this episode and you didn't see the 4th of July special, you should be subscribing on Patreon. Listen, Andy and I put a lot of effort into this. I put a shitload of effort into our social media stuff. We want to grow this thing. We want to make this thing pop so we can throw around all sorts of money like this all the fucking time. So thanks for those of you who support the Patreon so far. Let's keep this money train rolling. Patreon.com/conspiracy Randy. We're not over there to underdeliver. We're giving you one episode more than you get if you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's fucking math.
Yeah, 1-to-1. You get twice the shit if you buy the Patreon. $5 a month. Video and audio. We're going to start doing episodes shirtless for Patreon, which is going to be a big seller, I think.
Yeah, I suppose.
Andy's all in.
I'm not.
We'll put the cameras under the table for that one. That's what we should do. We need for the we need a live camera wide angle underneath
Of our dicks?
where we'll do the episodes bottomless, but only like the $25 a month Patreon people can and it'll just be a split screen. The regular episode and then just synced up visually the wieners, so you can just always have a look.
I'm going to need some Blue Chew just for fun.
You just got to.
Because I'll be scared.
I got to be like 80% fluffed.
I'll be scared. Well, because what else are you going to do? Like, I'm not going to fucking jerk off in this room by you. Again.
Guys,
On that
thanks for
note-
listening, everybody. I want you guys to go to spacesfake.com. Spacesfake.com, you're going to find our apparel, our shirts, all the good stuff. Shop the Conspiracy Randy collection at spacesfake.com. Go to shopnetty.com. Use code Randy at checkout for 10% off. They got all sorts of games, Conspiracy Theory board game, other board games, and also other board games. Shopnetty.com, code Randy.
Wow!
Patreon.com/Conspiracy Randy. The links and all of our stuff should get you everywhere else. Follow me at Tyler F. and Stone. Follow Andy.
I'm at Skinny Idiot
And
Studios.
follow us on TikTok and Instagram at Conspiracy Randy.
No oatmeal and grits, I'm eating cornfish. New space cool, feel like a Martian. Fuck a protest, let's start a march plan.
Outer space hot like a Martian in here. Doing donuts in the lot, there ain't no parking in here. Yeah, we about that action, ain't no talking in here. Shorty twerking on the walls, Peter Parker in here. Ay, haters in the rear view. X on my phone, we too loud, I can't hear you. His blood turned his coat red, I will Paul revere you. I'm a ball till I fall, I will cavalier you. Space Jam jumping, they asking who let the monsters in here. I'm with killers, I'm with straight Jeffrey Dahmers in here. I hang with animals, Lil Brody brought the llama in here. Money old enough to fuck your mama in here, oh yeah.
Red bottom kids, I feel like stomping in here. No oatmeal and grits, I'm eating cornfish in here. New space cool, feel like I'm Martian in here. Fuck a protest,